Now we're recording in front of the famous Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey. As you can see, this thriving metropolis is ready for one of its favorite community groups, the Monmouth Symphony Orchestra, playing this afternoon at 3 o'clock on the 19th of May in a great concert featuring yours truly, Earl Widener, and the Haydn Concertante. Once again, a look at the front of this gorgeous Count Basie Theater before we go inside.
that it for the baby? I didn't get that.
Right?
Oh, that's a girl. Give us a big... what's the name of the game?
You like Mario? No, Tetris is the one you're gonna like.
Or Mario one.
You think you like Mario better?
Well, I probably like either one. Which one do you like, Lauren?
All except for the ones I can't play.
Oh, I'm going to zoom in on Lauren. What one can you play?
I can't play stealth and I can't play
Stealth? Stealth.
Can you give us a big smile? That girl. Boy, that was a big one.
Well done, well done.
I know you to please. Tickle it, I know you
Yes.
to.
Hi, May.
Hello, Earl. You again?
May hates that. She does not like her picture
He
taken.
has not erased his trial tape of me when I was in the kitchen with my old, I had been washing my spongy work clothes, doing pots and cooking or whatever. No, we have tapes like that too.
Hi, May. Just look up at the camera, dear.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that little wave.
Did you have this?
You have to smile once in a while, even though you're losing the game there, Kristen. There we go. Wow, I got you right in the zoomy. Now I'm going to go over to Lauren. Okay, don't give me too much of a smile, Lauren. Just a nice, sweet smile. Hi, Kristen.
Super 8, you need to have some dialogue.
Start over again.
We had the whole battalion lined up around the sign to say farewell to Shirley Holiday, and the camera back there. And every time we would get a damn zipped up, some car would come going by and blow out the audio. Take us what? 4
Secret orders, huh? From the top. And I see it's being carefully perused by the staff of this artillery battalion here at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. About to enter into a new era with a new commander.
Sure you wouldn't want to have Robin Leach do this?
Probably should have. Is he around?
Third song of
Maybe you don't want to be talking about this while the tape is running.
I don't know why. Oh, God. Oh, there we are. I thought that was... Now we'll zoom in on the two CO and exec there. And then zoom back. Get the whole board. We are now recording and approaching the door of the commander of the 2nd Battalion of the 80th Field Artillery. And I think he's behind that door somewhere. There he is, and he's invited us into his office this morning, the day before he changes command. So let's go on in.
I haven't tried it yet.
Well,
Won't be able to get a good focus.
and this gives you a pretty good wide angle, but it's still, you have to pan in order to get the full beauty of the commander's office here. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see Lieutenant Colonel Glenn Widener as he sits back in his chair and is about to give us a few words of wisdom on what has it meant to command the 2nd Battalion of the 80th Field Artillery.
What has it meant? Just to be facetious?
No,
Facetious.
no, unless you want to be.
For posterity's sake, I won't be facetious. I'll say
Good.
it's been the highlight of my my life. It's been the greatest experience of my military career, certainly. And they're dragging me out of here kicking and screaming. That's a fact.
Thank you, Commander. Colonel. Now we're going to pan around his office just a little bit so that you can see some of these magnificent memorabilia that he has hanging on the walls and which are going to leave with him when he departs tomorrow. Maybe he can explain a few of these as we pan around. I notice here on the wall a bust of some gentleman that looks like Groucho Marx.
That's what it is. It's Groucho.
And what has Groucho got to do with the 2nd Battalion of the 80th Field Artillery?
Well, I'm glad you didn't take advantage of trying to make it up as you went along. Keith gave me that for a birthday one time, and I thought that was a great thing to put on my wall to remind me to have a sense of humor about things.
Hey, very good. Well, Groucho certainly had one, and as we come, here's a...
Can I show you some stuff?
Yeah, show me what you've
Well,
got.
this thing right here, this is
Let me zero in on this. This is a plaque.
This is a plaque I got from my counterpart in Germany when I was commanding a 95th detachment. And this is kind of neat because this is the standard plaque that they gave to their departing officers, and I'm the only American that received a plaque like this.
Well,
It has the logos of all the various batteries that made up this battalion. They're spread out over about a 3-hour drive in northern Germany.
wonderful. What's that? What's that one behind there?
You like that naval thing, huh?
Well, I didn't know you were in the Navy, but what does that have to do
We had
with?
some reserve component guys from Nebraska, from Lincoln, up here last year, and they were pretty happy with the way we handled their MAT-C validation. So they made me an admiral in the great Navy of the state of Nebraska.
Isn't that something? Well, I tell you, it's not everybody that can wear 2 hats, Navy and Army. And who signed that, Glenn?
Oh, the governor of Nebraska.
What's his name?
Kay Allen, or Kay Orr.
Is he the one that was having an affair
No,
with?
it's her predecessor. This is a her. I hope she
Oh,
wasn't
this is
having
a her.
an affair with Linda Ronstadt.
Anyway, that's wonderful that you're in the Navy too, Glenn. What are some of these things on the wall up here?
Well, the first thing I've got is a plaque I was given by the Commander General Staff Course, the Latin American officers at the School of the Americans. That was a room I was
Oh yeah, I can see it's in Italian, right?
Yeah, well, what's really interesting, you look at all the Panamanian names here. 3 of the 4 guys here were Noriega cohorts who
Oh.
ended up distinguishing themselves on the other side of the just cause. And the 5th one, Berta Macea, was a guy who was a principal in the coup that failed. He spent the last year I was in Panama in prison down there.
Well, he's out now, undoubtedly.
Now he's number 2 in the new public force structure.
Well,
So he's the guy who came out okay after.
everybody has their ups and downs, I guess. What?
And then I have a number of things here in the center that I got from various staffs in Latin America from exercises, combined exercises.
Well, that's really a tribute to your generalship there, Colonel. What's this thing? This beautiful big Southern Command plaque here at the very left on this wall.
Okay, well that's the standard gift that we give to departing members of the J3 in the Southcom staff, and it's a mola. It's actually made
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't
of
it?
tapestry of the Kuna Indians.
Very nice. And you left in 1989, it looks like.
That's the time.
And now this beautiful big cannon over in the corner, that's not something you're going to take with you.
No, that's a trophy of the mess of the 80th Field Artillery, formerly of the 3rd of the 22nd. When we absorbed their battalion's mission and their heritage and all that, we got them their trophies too. It's a beautiful cannon.
And just above that is are 2 more plaques.
Yeah, well, I've got that one that we had made for our division, the J3 in Panama. I like it better than the Mola, to tell you the truth.
And the one on the left?
And the one on the left, now, I have 2 on the wall. That one and this one over here, which were given to me by the parting batteries in the 80th.
Yeah, I love that hat. That's a Smokey the Bear hat on there.
That's what it is. But, Bravo Battery and Alpha Battery when we broke up the battalion to reorganize.
And look at that flag from Peru. Oh, that scares me. When were you there, Glenn?
Off and on between 87 and 89, about 10 months.
Well, I'm going to go by the picture because the light from the window cast a light on it, as you can
Great
see.
picture. That was Marshall's Christmas present.
Very nice. And there's another pennant. Where's that one from?
That one is from Peru also.
From Peru also. Well, you're a big Peruvian, huh?
Get a lot in Peru.
And finally, this little green.
That
body.
was a gift.
Can't find it. There it is.
That was given to us by the Honduran General Staff last year after we ran an exchange trip.
What does Ejército mean?
Say again?
What is it?
Ejército. Ejército means army.
Army. Huh? How do you pronounce that?
Ejército.
What happened to the first E? It's silent like in Henry, huh?
Ejército.
Ejército, okay. Well, let me pan around the office one more time and come back to the commander of the 2nd battalion of the 80th Field Artillery as he walks back to his command post and continues writing his farewell speech.
And now I have to write a report.
A report, huh?
Writing reports on my last 3 months in command.
You mean what you did or what you failed to do? Is
Folder
that?
full of lies to the deputy commander on how we did.
Well,
so you turn failure into resounding success simply in the way that you summarize.
well, I'm sure that everything was a resounding success, Commander. And Glenn, I'm proud of you. By golly, you got your face on here.
Thank you very much.
Here we're in the outer office of the person who really runs this battalion, Mrs. Johnson, who is busily typing away on the word processor. Let me come around a little bit so I can get Mrs. Johnson from the front here, so she doesn't have to turn around. And I have to tell you, Mrs. Johnson, I'm a newbie at doing these things with video cameras, so it may not be exactly perfect, but Glenn tells me you do a wonderful job. So give us a big smile. It's obvious from this trophy case that you're about to see that the 2nd Battalion of the 80th Field Artillery does a lot more besides train and shoot artillery rounds. In this case, you'll see trophies for tennis, for basketball, football, softball, and even this big trophy right here for the support of the blood drive. And there's a golfing trophy. So there's many activities besides training going on. As a matter of fact, there are so many trophies won by this battalion that they can't fit them all in their trophy case. And here, along with a few of the artillery shells, you see a couple of more trophies won by that famous 2nd Battalion of the 80th Field Artillery and their colors. As we look down the hallway of the regiments, the first thing you notice is the high polish on the floor. Obviously, the cleaning crew does the best job of any in the state of Oklahoma. Wonderful job. And as we walk slowly down the corridor, you'll notice on each side the pictures that depict the history of this famous, and the crest of this famous regiment and others of the Field Artillery. But I tell you, go back to the floor. I'm really taken with this floor, I must say. And so, it is with fond memories and with a great deal of pride that we leave, at least temporarily, the 2nd Battalion of the 80th Field Artillery. Always proud, always brave. And as we look at one of the drill instructors coming up the steps, we pan slowly around the grounds of the 2nd Battalion of the 80th Field Artillery and notice the wonderful softball field with lights out here. Pretty soon the troops will be marching back for their noon meal in the dining facility of this battalion. And I hope to get them on the film in just one moment. Outside battalion headquarters here on Randolph Avenue, you can see it's a very busy thoroughfare, well-traveled. And let's take one last look at the battalion headquarters sign. Lieutenant Colonel Glenn Widener commanding, Command Sergeant Major Enos Kamel. Wonderful unit. And needless to say, the ever-present artillery piece out in front of the headquarters at Fort Sill. There's Shay. Shay, could you say hello? And Matthew. There's Matthew. Let's zoom in on Matthew. Oh, he's bashful. He's getting his picture taken. Hi, Matthew. And sitting on Christine's lap. Christine, give a smile for the camera. And Shay, say hello again.
Hello.
And gee, there's Glenn. We've seen him before today. And going on around the room, Carolyn, can you give us, I'm zooming in on you, Carolyn. Can you see that? Hi, dear. Now, you look wonderful. And there's Marcia on the floor, as usual. Hi, Marcia. And look, there's May, Grandma May. She always, and Gary, can you give us your usual, can you say that a little louder?
Hi.
What was that?
Hello.
Oh, hello. How original can you get? And let me pan around again to the whole family because it's so nice to see you all here. Where's Kristen?
Back to Kristen's head.
I can't get Kristen because she's got her back to us. Hi, Kristen. Here we are outside of the Honeycutt Gymnasium in this nice rainy day in Oklahoma, getting ready for a change of command. Smile, everybody. Thank you. And now we're approaching the doorway of the Honeycutt Gymnasium. And I see we're being greeted by a couple of fine troopers from the 2nd of the 80th.
Yes, sir.
And inside we go. Following May and Gary, as usual. And who's that? That's young Matthew, peeking over his father's shoulder. Young Matthew peeking over his father's shoulder. Gentlemen, the Fort Sill, the pride of Fort Sill, the 77th Field Artillery Band is going to play for this momentous occasion as the troops are lined up, and you can hear they're ready to go for this momentous change of command ceremony. There it is, the 77th Field Artillery Band. See this, there we go. Now we're recording the new commander of the 2nd Battalion of the 80th Field Artillery, Lieutenant Colonel, what's your first name, Colonel? Philip Brinkley, about to take over command. Congratulations, Phil. Wonderful. I'm zooming in on you now so everybody can get a chance to look at your happy face. You can see that the field artillery leaves nothing, no stone unturned here as they put pads on these seats for the spectators here at this change of command ceremonies. Where else would you find such thoughtfulness on the part of the troops? Those pads look mighty comfortable, and as you can see, the crowd is gathering at this change of command ceremony. You can tell there's a proud brother here in presence. He's holding up the program in one hand and young Matthew in the other hand. Hi, Matthew. How you doing there, young fella? And as you can see, or we'll see later on when we read that program, it'll tell us all about Glenn's history. Meanwhile, Gary, you're looking mighty fine there, young fella. And now the two most handsome boys, Aaron, get next to Keith. Keith, get next to Aaron. I can't get you both in there if you... What's Aaron doing? He's daydreaming, huh? Or are you reading about your uncle? You what?
Just finished.
Is that right? Okay, let's see what Keith is doing. What are you doing, Keith? I couldn't hear you. Making paper airplanes. Jets, no doubt. Well, I tell you, you're two fine-looking young fellows, both of you, and just about as tall as each other. Oh, look at that wonderful band music, ladies and gentlemen. Only in the Army do you hear this kind of stirring. Here's our fearless commander, the drum major. Now you're on. Now there's Mrs. Scaled and Mrs. Widener. Wonderful band music in the background, ladies and gentlemen. Where else could you hear such wonderful martial music and see two such beautiful ladies as Mrs. Widener and Mrs. Scales right there in the camera? We're going to pan around this gymnasium, focus on the colors. Again around. The band, and back to the colors.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking off the big ceremony of the International Women's Colorado. Right here,
Colonel Monco about to deliver an address.
George Calais, Miss Miller, Mayor Marley, wider family, Frankie friends, distinguished guests and friends, soldiers of the 2nd Battalion, 80th U.S. Today we have taken command of the Deep Power Battalion. We're going to say goodbye to Glenn Martin. Glenn Martin has led their battalion through trying times and through triumph. And they've done so with grace, charity, and compassion. Glenn is the leader among leaders. He's the epitome of a strong, non-arrogant commander that we need leading our soldiers in training and combat. He has developed the subordinators as well as the soldiers that he has trained. His legacy is well-trained competent soldiers serving in our units around the world. ATC's laws of the wife will be the inspiration staff name. And you know you will be greatly missed, at least you won't be that far away. We're also very fortunate to have Phil and Lynn Brinkley join us as the new command team of the 2nd Battalion. They're coming to us from the land of the morning calm, Korea. Phil is a respected and confident artilleryman who comes highly recommended by Major General Bruce Moore. And Phil, if anyone gets a nod from an infantryman like him Moore, it's got to be really good to go. Phil, you and I have to leave with the moral responsibility and authority to change. Take care of the soldiers, train with the standards, and develop the support needed. Lynn and Martha, don't be strangers. We'll miss you so very much. God bless you and everything the future brings to you.
That was nice.
Yep.
Thank you, Stan.
General Holiday, military officers, friends, distinguished guests, or those who created. Put a temporary moment because the man decision made this morning. I want to thank you for your flexibility and accommodating our change venue. And got to tell you a great reminder story. A young lieutenant found himself in an elevator first our general one day. He decided to seize the moment. And he asked the general, sir, I hope you don't mind, but I'd like to ask you what the secret is of your success. General Foster responded, good decision. Lieutenant thought about that and didn't help very much. I didn't think he'd get very far with that. So he said, well, sir, if you don't mind, what's the basis for your good decision? To which the general responded, experience. Once again, the general found himself not having on the right path, being a success. And sir, if you permit one more question, what's the basis of your experience? Which the general hesitated to reply, bad decision. Walk out here and see that beautiful Oklahoma sunshine and blue sky that we're accustomed to, you will know that I gained much experience. I want to say that Arthur and I are overwhelmed with pride and gratitude as we look across the day to this wonderful nation and know so many friends and family members who joined us in the ceremony. The 7th Army Band, thank you very much for bringing that special touch that you always carry to our ceremony here. I can say that our 2 years of command have been filled with a great sense of challenge, achievement, and special warmth, and a special spirit of friendliness we've experienced for all members of the battalion and the law enforcement community. It has been my great privilege to command this organization through a period of great challenge and achievement. There are countless happy events that Mark and I will all remember, from ATC fun runs, battalion sports Olympiad, organization days, the incredible joy that one sees in graduation day of basic combat training and 19 hours. But I'd also like to recall a few of the hard times when our battalion truly showed its mettle. First, the magnificent way in which our cavalry regular dining with 2 AI batteries of our own, with extremely smooth, only thanks to the professionalism of the family members working in this nation. The immense efforts which were undertaken to extend our world famous New program from 900 area to 2800 area is testimony to the special pride in and caring for soldiers who characterize all of our region. Another challenge which will stand out was the full court press maintained by our cadres in preparing our graduating soldiers for participation in operations as the field and as the storm. Their leadership and direction ensured that each soldier was physically and mentally prepared to perform his or his work duties in the combat area. As we move on, Mark and I would like to thank Major General Holiday and his wife Julie for all they have done to make Fort Sill a great place to live and serve. This really is the best place in the Army Service. To my brigade commander from Moscow and his predecessor from Seattle, my deep thanks for your support, your guidance, and the trust you placed in my stewardship of this battalion. I also would like to thank the directors and instructional branches of field artillery schools for the outstanding cooperation we have achieved across all the NLS forces, and for finding ways to free our soldiers from class for this ceremony this morning. The list of others in whom we owe a great debt is endless and permit me to mention only a few. My very own Captain Mike Barlow, who is my president, Command Sergeant Major Jason Bell, who is counsel with all the value and ambition, a great team of battery commanders, the many outstanding drill sergeants who are backbone of the training center, and of course our wonderful battalion secretary, Sir Johnson Wallace, there in the service. A special thank you must be extended to the wonderful citizens of the Lawton Fort Sill community, who came to the support of this battalion so magnificently in the wake of the artillery action last year. And again, during this past holiday season, when over 160 local families invited our soldiers into their homes to share their Christmas food with them. That was truly special. My wonderful wife, Marty, I owe everything. Her love and support through the years has been the foundation for my achievements. The warmth she brought to our campaign made me a lot less difficult to work with my own. Lieutenant Colonel Phil Frank is a great man who loves the wife and I say no party all of them. So it is sad to be a great night and a great conference know that we can such capable and caring man. The soldiers in the formation, I thank you for your spirit of service today, despite being wet and out of the great field. We may be very proud to be your men. Our charge is to give Lieutenant Colonel Frank the same effort, enthusiasm, and deep pride spirit that you gave me. I wish you the very best as you join the ranks of the greatest army in the world. Just remember where you came from and be proud. No doubt, many days in man were about to become perfect. In my first order of business, I would like to personally thank Lieutenant Colonel Weaver for their efforts to make this transition smoothly possible. The standing distance items are very high, and they will remain very high. As on forward to the right hand of the year, most African Americans leading Germany and returning word of war. They all state from the word that the second battalion made to our place gave them a foundation for tactical and good confidence, and they confidence the first year of that position. This battalion was taught and gained an understanding of what it means to be a soldier in the United States Army. The privilege of man is the greatest confidence we can show to our officers. I accept this privilege and vow to continue the mission to train our soldiers who is fighting. Thank you, and be proud.
No passenger here, huh? Say hello for the camera. I got Diane a little earlier. Go. And there is Lauren, Miss Lauren Widener, carrying all the posies that she's garnered today. Isn't she beautiful, ladies and gentlemen? Beautiful. Give us a big smile, Lauren. And we're now standing in line with these delightful people to greet or to say goodbye to the old commander, Glenn Widener, who happens to be my son as well, and to his lovely wife, Marcia, and his delightful family, Keith, Kristen, and Lauren. And there's Glenn talking. Is he one of the battery commanders that he's talking to? Yes, indeed. And saying farewell. I'm sure all the battery commanders are glad to get a new battalion CO. It's always nice to see the new commander. And this young fellow right here, he commands which battery?
Delta battery.
Delta battery. You know, I commanded a D company, which used to be Dog. In the old days, it was Dog Company. And I had a general come by one time, and he said, Dog Company looks more like Hog Company. Get this place cleaned up.
You should come by. You should come by.
Oh, there is Glenn, hugging the pretty girls again. And there's the two beautiful young ladies from Fayetteville. Oh, there's a third beautiful young lady from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Look at them all there. And who's that handsome young man? That must be Matthew.
Matthew.
Hi, girls. Hi, Matthew. Nice to see you here. Hi. Hi, Matthew. Can you wave? You got to turn it on. Doesn't work if it's not on. There we are. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, talking to Miss Johnson again, and there's Mrs. Miller talking to my lovely wife May, and Sergeant Moore, who has just single-handedly orchestrated this change of command ceremony, well, almost single-handedly. He had a Motorola radio there that helped him do that. Take note of that, all you signal corps giants. And back to May Widener, Mrs. Miller, and Mrs. Johnson. You look lovely, ladies. Well, you can see that we're getting ready to fold this up and put away the sound gear. But I think, oh, look at that sign on the wall just above the speaker stand. What does that say? It says it's unauthorized. I guess we ought to show this to the commissioner of the National Basketball Association, huh? He might be interested in that. And here we have a wonderful shot of the departing commander, listening, getting words of wisdom here, so he'll know how to handle his new job as, hey, IG? Hey there, IG. You know where to take your complaint, Sergeant Major. You know where to go. Little men have had a big day.
I know, he is tired.
Yeah,
You don't like that artillery out there?
they go to sleep with that sort of noise.
You know how they felt at Vicksburg.
I find that it lulls me to sleep.
Lulls you to sleep.
Like my chair, huh?
Great chair, man.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get changed. We're going to go out and get something to eat. How's that?
Okay.
And a couple of beers. Here we are, all leaving quarters of Colonel and Mrs. Glenn Widener here at 542 Batson as we head on for lunch at Clark's, I think it is.
Camps.
Camps?
Hi.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hello, May. Thank you. Hello, Marcia.
Hello.
Marcia has the horse basket here.
Hello.
Kristen, Carol, Shay. Oh, yeah, they're the two handsome young fellows.
What a great camera.
As we pan back to 542 Batson, you can see that the commander has removed his sign from the door, and he's got something else up there. What is that? What has he put up? It looks like a Christmas wreath.
Red, white, and blue wreath. Red, white, and blue, 4th
Eh,
of July.
Oh, it's a 4th of July wreath. Thank you, thank you. I never would have recognized that. That handsome young fella in there, huh? Hi, Matt. And we're at the Horse Museum here. Marcia's taking the basket of goodies in to see that. Gee, there's a horse. A horse what is, and there goes Lauren past the horse. Let's follow Lauren for a minute and see what this sign says. Here's horses first and people all, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to go look at something out here. I think it's the half section. No, it's Gary. Ah.
He's either been named after a general, officer, president.
And here are these beautiful horses that are kept here at Fort Sill for ceremonial purposes. Usually these horses accompany the half section. Apparently the artillery can't afford a full section. But too bad we had rain today, ladies and gentlemen, and missed seeing these horses in action. And of course the artillerymen that groom them and ride them, or maybe they're cavalrymen. Are you guys artillerymen or cavalrymen?
Artillery, sir.
Okay. Always with a half section, never a full section, huh?
No, never full section.
Artillery can't afford a full section, I guess.
No, that would require some more horses.
Okay. And there they go down to the next group of wonderful horses. And now we get a good close look at you guys. Hey, Shay. Shay. Say hello. Hi, dear. That's a girl, Pat. What's his name?
I don't know. This was named after the General Ninjas.
Ah, okay.
So this one's Jackson. I wonder if he's... Oh, what's your first name? My name's Jackson. General Jackson.
The blinders are to keep the flies and gnats off, I'm told. I'm not sure why the others don't need blinders, because there's plenty of flies and gnats. And you see that the girls are real horse lovers here. Or is it the horses are real girl lovers? I'm not sure which it is.
Hi, Mrs. Widener, too.
These young men are indeed competent in the business of feeding horses. Of course, the horses are pretty competent at eating, too. And they obviously enjoy... Where are you going there, Aaron?
Feeding them.
Feeding them? There's none of them over there. Oh, Aaron. Kristen? That's it. Give me another smile. Hi, gal. You're looking great. What a pretty horse. And here's Mrs. Widener looking at this just super picture of these horses that you see in front of you as they are in their full regalia with these artillerymen on top making up the half section which gallops by at any parade that you can have outdoors, but unfortunately they don't come into the gymnasium like today. And look at that display of horsemanship. I tell you,
I told him I was Mrs. Widener too.
that's wonderful. And Masha, here, look right there. Here in the tack room of the half section at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and you can see the tremendous amount of work that has to go into keeping this tack up to par. And they use how much kiwi each year, Sergeant?
200 cans.
200 cans of kiwi in order to spit shine this this gear that's used for the ceremonial for the ceremonies here at Fort Sill. Gary?
20 cans.
20?
Over 20 cans a person.
20 cans a person. I think we deal in horses here, Gary.
Yeah, there's a guy on each horse.
And you notice hanging up on that firewall right behind Carolyn are the bug arresters, or whatever you want to call the keep them. What do you call them?
Don't want the pipe one above the sink?
No, the
Fly master.
the fly catchers there. And back here on this wall, it looks like some more of the same attack that doesn't have to get spit shine, but that they have to use for every. Ladies and gentlemen, here you see the younger generation studying hard for their final exams in Nintendo games. And who is this over to one side, also enjoying the, whoops, I almost missed it. There he is, Mr. Nintendo himself, wide-eyed as always, and with that intelligent look on his face that spells, I just broke the bank in Nintendo. And I think we have all 7 of the Widener children here. Can we count them? Matthew is 1, and there is Callan 2, and Aaron, Keith, Christine, and who's that up in the back there? I'll bet you that's Lauren and Kristen. Hi, gals. Oh, what a shot.
It's the zombie family.
The zombie. And here we are on the 4th of July, Independence Day, about to participate in the Independence Day ceremony at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Now, they got the big garrison flag up today. Huge. And the troops are out here getting ready to celebrate our Day of Independence. As you can see, to the left,
Today we gather to celebrate our country's 215th birthday. It was in that now
the howitzers.
year of 1776 that 56 men of courage and vision created our birth certificate, the Declaration of Independence. In so doing, they established a nation dedicated to the principles. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the states and their dates of entry into the Union. Delaware, 7 December 1787. Pennsylvania, 12 December 1787. New Jersey, 18 December 1787. Georgia, 2 January 1788. Connecticut, 9 January 1788. Maryland, 28 April 1788. South Carolina, 23 May 1788. New Hampshire, 21 June 1788. Virginia, 26 June 1788. New York, 26 July 1788. North Carolina, 21 November 1789. Rhode Island, 29 May 1790. Vermont, 4 March 1791. Kentucky, 1 June 1792. Tennessee, 1 June 1796. Ohio, 1 March 1803. Maine,
15 March 1820. Missouri, 10 August 1821. Arkansas, 15 June 1836. Michigan, 26 January 1837. Florida, 3 March 1845. Texas, 29 December 1845. Iowa, 28 December 1846. Wisconsin, 29 May 1848. California, 9 September 1850. Minnesota, 11 May 1858. Oregon, 14 February 1859. Utah, 4 January 1896. Oklahoma, 16 November 1907.
You can tell where we are today, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody stands up when the band plays Oklahoma.
Hawaii, 21 August 1959. Ladies,
Mayor Marley, Mayor Frank, distinguished guests all, fellow soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolutely superb day here in southwest Oklahoma. You only have to look at the moon, the half moon over there, the high noon, the sun. Can you think of a better setting to celebrate our birthday? They established a nation dedicated to the principles of human rights and the spirits of liberty. Since then, the words of Declaration of Independence have continuously inspired freedom-loving people throughout the world. In declaring independence, the colonies made a historic and heroic claim of freedom from the absolute power of the British Crown. To that end, the Crown realized that they could not have total control of the colonies. And the colonies realized that they could not have liberty without union, and they could not have independence without strength. Today, as it did during its inception, rigid enough to preserve the basic principles of freedom, yet flexible enough to meet the conditions as they emerge across this great country. The strength of both our people and our Constitution endured the strength and the test of time. And we can all be justly proud of those who worked so hard to protect our democracy. We endured the heartbreak and disaster of a war which divided the spirit and unity of our people. We've kept alive our hopes and aspirations for the future. Doing so wasn't easy. We faced hardship. We faced tragedy. We also faced danger. In the end, though, democracy was preserved and freedom defended without fail. And since its inception, our Army has fulfilled its responsibility and its commitment to the American people. No matter who the enemy, no matter what, that widening circle of freedom is Eastern Europe, Southeast Asia. It's the globe. It's everywhere. And there is a wonder there that most dream of what freedom is all about. And so on this special day, this period of homecoming and renewed independence, let us honor our soldiers their families, and paid tribute to freedom fighters around the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Army song.
You're on the air, folks. Here comes Colonel Widener with his lovely wife, Marcia, and in the middle, my lovely wife, May, as they lead these ceremonies today, Independence Day, July 4th, 1991.
Grandma's eating more than he is.
And look at that. There's Grandma May with Matthew.
And
Look at that,
eating
Matthew.
Cheerios.
What a face. Matthew, can you give us a big wave and a smile?
Hi,
Hi, Matthew. Atta boy. Oh, that's wonderful.
Big mouthful of food.
And down here, there goes Aaron. finally into the house to help now that all the things have been loaded. And here comes Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
And there go the Widener family towards this humongously huge picnic grounds out here at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. You'll notice that strategically located to the right here are the convenience stations ready for the thousands of people, including the Widener family that you see walking off there in the distance, to use when they are when the Spirit moves them. And here again we see some water trucks lined up here. They've thought of everything here today, ladies and gentlemen. Really a fine occasion. It feels a little uncomfortable in this Oklahoma 100-degree heat. There's the field hospital. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the Widener clan is slowly approaching the heart of this huge picnic area. And it looks like there's some people dancing over there. Oh, Keith. Yes, and there's Matthew, and there's Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Look at those people dance. Those dancing fools in this hot weather, I'll say that. But you can get some idea of the size of this picnic ground. It is tremendous. As you can see, the troops are arriving. The troops are out here today, ladies and gentlemen, to enjoy this picnic. And there must be thousands of them here from the training center and from 3rd Corps Artillery. Here they come down towards the beer stand, I guess. No, they're heading, yes, it is. Just look at all those troops. As they come down towards the entertainment section, and as I pan down this huge arcade, there's all sorts of entertainment for these young soldiers of the U.S. Artillery Center at Fort Sill. As you can see, every artilleryman has his favorite sport here. Dunk your drill sergeant. There he is out there. There he is. It looks like he's not even wet yet. Not even, whoa, he missed a mile. Let's go get him, so get him. Oh, he's still dry. He's still dry. He needs, you'll notice the expertise with which the two Widener brothers, with their cigars at the ready, are operating this wonderful charcoal fire, which we're going to have one of the world's great buffets this evening. Glenn, can you say a few words? You got to shout now.
I've trained for years for this moment. I've not taken this responsibility lightly. The first hamburger hits that grill, it's going to be a work of art.
I am sure it will be. Thank you very much, Glenn. Gary, can you add to that, Gary?
Rub two charcoals together, make fire.
Well, dance with the wolves there. Dance with the wolves, Gary. And look at that fire just blazing away. How about that? And there's Marcia doing the important work. She's got the food right there. Marcia, you turned your back on us. There she goes. I'm zooming in on her, however. She cannot escape. And Carolyn, how's your eye? Got it, girl. Poor Carolyn did such a good job in water skiing, but unfortunately she took a right hook to her eye there, to her left eye there, and she's got to put some ice on it. And Matthew with his mom. Oh, isn't that nice? Matt, you're a handsome fella in your Oshkosh shirt, by gosh. You know that? We're zeroing right in on you. Oh, what a handsome guy. Can you say, as you can see, Colonel Widener, with his Chris craft, firmly placed in the water here at Lake. What's the name of this lake, Glenn? Wakonka? Oh, yeah, that's right. Anyway, there he is with his Chris craft. Look at him at the stern of that boat, ladies and gentlemen. You can tell that he's firmly in charge. And, and what a beautiful boat, and what a beautiful setting and a beautiful sight for the 4th of July picnic that we're enjoying here today on Lake. What's the name again, Glenn? Wakonka. Look who's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's Lauren, and it's Kristen, and it's Christina, And those big girls are making poor little Lauren carry that big heavy, woo! They all went splash.
Let's break that down into sections 1 foot long.
1 foot long, Dad said, to break all that wood down. The woodsmen have returned.
You do it.
The woodsmen have returned with the wood. Now you'll all notice the expertise with which Colonel Widener handles these. Would you turn one of those over, Glenn, or
Not yet. It's
not ready yet? Well, I've got to pan down and show what a VIP quarters for senior citizens like me and myself, and it is really gorgeous. Just take a look up this pathway as you walk up towards the entrance to Comanche House. You see the covered entrance and the beautiful flowers that were leading up to this magnificent home away from home, as I call it, and then these lovely flowers that are planted all along the edge and the border of this VIP quarters. As we progress up the pathway, you notice that there are a number of marigold, black-eyed Susans, and I'm not sure what the purple flowers are, as we approach the entrance to the Comanche House itself, named, of course, for the tribe of Indians, one of the tribe of Indians that was very active in this area. Simply a super place to stay. And look at the size of these plants. Aren't they magnificent? And the color. Look at the color, the orange in this. And this one. Almost put your eye out, it's so bright. In front of Comanche House are these two beautiful crepe myrtle. I think they're crepe myrtle trees. Maybe there's something else. May will be able to identify them later on. And again, the ever-present artillery piece directly in front of the Comanche House itself. What a view. What a place. And now we're looking straight on towards the entrance to Comanche House with the field artillery piece straight in front of us, and we walk a little closer, getting ready to go inside. Flying on the staffs outside of Comanche House, the state flag of Oklahoma and the stars and stripes. Perfect. Immediately inside the front entrance to Comanche House, you see here on the wall pictures of the 5 commanding generals and their wives who have served in that position since Comanche House was opened as a VIP quarters. And in the center, here you see a depiction of the famous half section of artillery as they're pulling the artillery piece, putting it into position to fire. And then as we go on into the entrance of Comanche House itself, you'll notice the reflection in the mirror of the beautiful chandeliers, really well appointed. And coming down the staircase into this front hall, you'll notice the drapes covering the windows contoured to the stairs themselves. And as we walk over towards the wall, again you'll notice here a depiction of the half section, probably the most famous object that the artillery has in its collection. And then we look down the corridor towards a living room, the billeting office, really fancy quarters, I must say. Of course, every VIP has to eat, and so we're coming into this very neat dining room. where the table is ready. There's a kitchen right in the BOQ itself, in Comanche House, and the VIPs then eat here and can either adjourn upstairs to their rooms or down the corridor to May and my room. Let's go down there and see what's down there. Here we go, down the corridor, down, down, down to the suite known as Comanche Jack Suite. This is where we're staying. I might add, there you go, typical of our sloth and laziness, the do not disturb sign is on the door, and it's almost noontime. Well, let's go on in and see what's inside. Well, you can see as we enter the room, the ever-present TV is going, and as we pan around the room, you'll notice the decor. Very pleasant, very comfortable, all of the amenities. There is a telephone, beautiful pastels on the wall, and in the far corner, a place for you to make coffee. There's a refrigerator down below, storage space up above, and a lovely chiffonier to keep your goodies in. Very, very comfortable. And last but not least, this article from the local newspaper about Comanche Jack himself. Unfortunately, the print is too small to read on the screen. In fact, it's too small for me to read without my glasses. But it tells you the history of Comanche Jack, for whom this suite of rooms is named, and it tells you his exploits here at Fort Sill. Well, I had intended to take a picture of Gary's and Shay's front yard, but since Matthew's about to go in the pool, I figured we'd come up here in the backyard, which is just so beautiful. And there we see both Christine holding Matthew, getting ready to put him in the pool. And there he goes. Uh-oh. It looks as though Matthew's a little reluctant to get his feet wet for some reason. Probably because he has the camera focused on him. Hi, Matthew. Oh, my goodness. Well, he's a little bashful today. We'll pan around the backyard, and maybe he'll change his mind here in just a few minutes. But this is the estate, the Widener Estate in Fayetteville, Arkansas, the home of Gary, Shay, Christine, Carolyn, Aaron, and Matthew. Did I forget anybody, Christine? There he comes in focus again. Christine, give us a big smile. Atta girl. I don't know about that, Matthew. I thought he loved to go in the pool. Well, okay. You can see that they have a beautiful gazebo out here in the backyard. And a nice, big, spacious yard to roll around in. Have Easter egg hunts in, as we have done. And a splash about, whoops, I guess Matthew's finished with the pool. He looks like he's heading home. Goodbye, Matthew. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later. Let's see if Dad and Thunder can do any better here. It looks as though Matthew still is somewhat reluctant to get his feet wet. In fact, I'd say more than somewhat. He's found something up here. It has caught his attention. Anything to keep from going in the water, right, Matthew? Maybe if Daddy put his feet in the water. No. Well, now Gary's caught Matthew's attention with those buckets down there. Let's see if this little ruse works. It looks like Dad knows how to do this. Hi, Matthew. Yeah, and Dad fills one bucket up with water. Oh boy. And now he's going to let Matthew try. You know, Matthew's going to pour it out. And another. And Matthew, throw it all over Dad now, Matthew. Good boy. Hey, that was very clever. Smart young fella. Well, now it looks like Bruce wants to get into the act. Hello, Bruce. Bruce says, well, I'm not sure about that. But he's there. Oh, look at Matthew pour that water. What an Hey, Matthew, good for you. Atta boy.
Go get it.
You want some more water, hey? Yeah, Dad knows how. Atta boy, Matthew, keep pouring there. And there's Bruce lying with absorbed, he's wrapped, is he not, ladies and gentlemen, just wrapped in what's going on. Matthew says, Dad, you pour. And there he goes to get some more water. Atta boy, Matthew, you're going great guns. Oh, what a water pourer.
Keeps going away. Keeps running out.
The pool is running out. Atta boy. Keep at it now, Matthew. We'll bring Dad into the picture here. And now, Matthew, it's only you. It's you and the camera, Matthew. Atta boy.
This light you have here should be real nice. See how it comes out.
Well, it's as bright as the brightest day, Gary. Uh-oh. I see one.
Let me get the other ones. Start with this one. Okay. That. Right. Look at that yellow one. Can you get that yellow one? Look at that. Can you go get that for us? Put it on there. Hey, look at that. Okay, now we do these guys, okay? What goes first?
Oh, boy.
Right there. Right there, yeah.
Good.
Wow. One more. One more.
Hey, Matthew, atta boy. Look here, Matthew. Oh, I missed that. There they go. Well, typical fashion.
What's the point in putting them up if you don't knock
If you don't knock them all down, and that's what just happened. Including Gary's beer went all over the place.
Whoa. All right.
And now what, Matthew? Oh, there he goes. There he goes. And coming out to join us is that handsome young 14-year-old about to go into the 9th grade, Aaron Widener. And I'm zeroing away on Aaron. He's showing off his pectorals or something. I don't know what those things are. What are they, Aaron? Oh, muscle, muscle, muscle. That looks like a bee bit him there somewhere.
There you go.
Hey, that looks pretty good. Look at him hold it up with the other hand. How about that? Video viewers, you won't see this everywhere. You may not see it here. But Aaron's good to his brother Matthew, that's for sure. He helps him put these things together. Thank you, Aaron. Look up here. Give us a big smile. And here they come. Here we are. Oops, there goes Matthew back in the house. And here comes Aaron and Matthew. There we are coming out of 517 Hawthorne Avenue and heading down to the car. Hello, Matthew. Where's everybody else? Looks like...
Not at the moment. So we're all just kind of waiting for him to come back.
Of this beautiful establishment at 517 Hawthorne. And who's this? Is that Christine? Hi, Christine. Can you wave? Say hello. Atta girl. And there's Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. Atta girl. And here comes May out of 517 Hawthorne in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Hi, dear. You're looking great. Get ready to go over to Eureka Springs. And I heard the door, but I don't see. There she is. Come on out, Shay.
Last one out the door.
There she comes. Miss America.
Oh, yes.
Good, Shay. Good to see you, gal. And this will give you a little view of the front of Shay and Gary's house here in Fayetteville at 517 Hawthorne. What a lovely place. Just as comfortable and big and cozy as it can be. Oh, and I bet you Aaron has a lot of fun shooting baskets up there. What do you think? That's 517, I think is what that says. Yeah. 517 Hawthorne with no E on. This is certainly one of the most scenic spots in the Ozarks here in Arkansas. You're looking down now from the restaurant high above Beaver Lake. It's been, I guess, 12 years since I was here last. And if you look at our still photo album, you'll see a picture of Gary and his mother standing right here at this corner of the balcony, overlooking this absolutely stunning sight, Beaver Lake, here in southwestern, I guess it is, Arkansas. Isn't that something? I mean, it is really a sight to behold. And all the Wideners of Fayetteville, plus May from New Jersey, are here as we pan around the table. There's Shay with that wonderful smile. And Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. And Kristen. Hi, Christine. There she is. And way over here is Aaron. Nice to see you, Aaron. All you video viewers, look at those two lovely ladies here from Fayetteville. And their mom. And Aaron and his dad. And May. Hi, May.
Like it too. So I take it. Yeah, no, he doesn't. Well, I think it's gosh. I like cheese. He likes iced tea.
That's what we need to do is wake him up.
Hi, Matthew. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Matthew. How you doing? Okay, we're recording here with a cheers.
Cheers, Matt. Cheers.
That's cheers, that's right.
Cheers with Daddy.
As you can see, the Beaver Lake extends for miles and miles here in the Ozarks of northwest Arkansas, providing a major recreation area for camping, boating, fishing, you name it. And such pristine, almost virginal forests and the lake itself, which serves as a reservoir for this area. But as I say, which is a major recreational site for the folks who are lucky enough to be able to enjoy it. And here we're looking west towards Eureka Springs, where we're about to embark and see that famous town where the Passion Play is presented each year. Now look out just a little bit to your left.
To my left?
And now to your right. To your right.
I'm going.
You realize we're hearing all this. We're picking all this up on our sound system here as May looks out over this.
Oh, look, there's another little one jutting out there with
Over this beautiful
kinds of
recreation area here at Beaver Lake in northwest Arkansas. May? May, hi there.
I saw a sailboat earlier.
Did you really? Gee, that looks great.
Well, here. No, you gotta fill the corner, May. Come in here.
Okay.
You can look at me and I'll look at you.
That's great.
Aaron, get in on this with us. Come
Say
on.
cheese.
Hamburger.
And where are we now? This is...
Well, we're at Beaver Lake, overlooking the premier recreation area in northwest Arkansas, where all the Wideners come frequently to boat, to fish, to eat,
Camp.
and to camp. They're pretty campy.
They're pretty campy.
Right.
And now, May, right over your right shoulder, out that way, you should be able to see the Christ of the Ozarks.
That
This
high
is
mountain
one
way
of-
background?
One of the ugliest statues anywhere.
I can't see it, but
We're going there in just a few hours. We'll be there
That's right.
at Eureka Springs.
can we see Pea Ridge from here or no?
No.
And here we are entering the grounds of the Thorn Crown Castle. Designed, Faye, by whom?
Faye Jones.
Faye Jones, thank you, yes. And down this path, you'll find the Thorn Crown Castle. Crown Chapel. As you can see, this is what is known as Ozark architecture, with the cross beams. And the person who designed this was a student of Frank Lloyd Wright. Let's go closer and see what is on the inside. Here we are, coming closer and closer to the Thorn Crown Chapel. And as you can see from the open structure, it's Ozark architecture, all right. And the sign tells you that you're to maintain quiet while you're inside. Let's go on inside now. Very impressive open structure, as you can see. Crossed beams holding up the open glass sidings that encompass this beautiful Thorn Castle Chapel. We're now at St. Elizabeth's Church in Eureka Springs. And there go May and Gary on a tour of exploration. See you later. As you can see here at the entrance are the 14 Stations of the Cross leading down into this chapel. And there go Glenn or Gary and May into the church. We'll walk slowly down here by the 14 Stations of the Cross. I'm not sure I can do this without jiggling the camera too much, but we'll try. It's in the nature of an experiment. As we get down towards the end of this beautiful reproduction of the 14 Stations of the Cross. And now we're looking down into a courtyard where there's a representation of the Christ child with Mary. And then this beautiful domed chapel that you see in front of you here. Directly across from the beginning of the 14 Stations of the Cross. And here we come upon a garden right at the entrance to the church. And with the lovely flowers and statues. And if you look across at the hill, across the way, you'll see the famous statue of Christ on the cross, which stands atop the hills here in Eureka Springs, and which is the center point for the Passion play that's presented here every summer by the townspeople of Eureka Springs. And as you can see then, here is the entrance to St. Elizabeth's Church itself. A really surprising edifice to find here out in the middle of northwest Arkansas. Well, why isn't there? Now we're recording in front of the Crescent Springs, well, it's the Crescent Hotel, as you can see, and Gary and May are avidly reading this sign. You can see the stairs going up to the hotel, and this hotel was built in 1889, it looks like. And as you can see, as you look up the hill, it's quite a structure. Overlooking St. Elizabeth's Church. In historic Eureka, inside the hotel here, you'll notice that they're doing fashion shots for the Arkansas Gazette. And I must say that everyone looks fashionable. Here we go. This has got to be one of the most fascinating houses in Eureka Springs. It's called Rosalie's. It's open to tourists, but just look at the grill work and the ornate fixtures of this beautiful home, which is a home, by the way, even though it's open to tourists. It is a home. Rosalie's and the beautiful gardens outside here in Eureka Springs. What a town. Here we go. Now we're recording at the studio of Susan Morrison, who may, come on, it doesn't go any good to see the back of your head. Ye gads.
Stop taking my picture.
Well, at least you can do is be amenable to it, you know. I mean, you don't have to turn around. I haven't started there. Now we're recording in the middle of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and if you look across the street, video viewers, there is the New Orleans Hotel, famous for the fact that the Wideners stayed here in 1978. Can you believe that? Right there in the New Orleans Hotel. Coming up by the hotel. You see a familiar sight here in Eureka Springs. Hi guys.
Hey man.
There it goes up the hill, followed by the motor scooter. What happened?